everyone, so this is going to be the video for my first experience with Neokyo. So I guess we'll just go straight into opening the package. There might be like a cut, or maybe I'll just put an image up, because apparently, or I've seen in other hauls, they normally put your name on all the stuff, which is completely understandable. I'm assuming it's so that they don't get things mixed up. But yeah, just thought I'd point that out. Cool. This is actually, even though this is the first package I've received of Neokyo, it's my second one I've ordered, which I'll explain later in the video. So I've just gone and taken my name tag that was on all of these, except it wasn't on this one, which I find interesting. So maybe we should start with that one, I guess, or should we start with the biggest one? No, we'll start with this. We'll start with what's on the top. So to show what I got. I'm amazed this came in the actual case. So this is the last Sriracha Unveil Japan. I guess it's a photo card, mini photo card. I don't know. What would you call these? They're not like typically photo card size. I don't know what they were called officially. I just know that they exist. But yeah, this is the last one I needed. That's awesome. And it's really cool it came in the original case. I've never gotten one in the original case before, so I'm kind of happy about that. If I can put the box back together. Cool. So that was thing number one. Let's move this all out of the way, actually. I have a bad habit of doing that. I guess we'll do the biggest one next, so I can put it down. So this is one of the Tower Records flyers, which they all have the exact same picture as the photo card, which really sucks. But I just wanted Jisung's for it. I wasn't actually sure how big this would be. In my head, it was going to be like A4, you know, like single pocket page sized. But it's a bit smaller than that. Actually, it's quite a bit smaller than that. It's more A5 sized. I appreciate that it came in like a folder thingy. Cool. It's just like an advertisement flyer, so that's what the back looks like. I've never seen the back before. But yeah, and then the front, as I said, it's literally the exact same picture. But yeah. Put that over here. Cool. And the next thing, we shall do this. Ooh, there's a little note in the back. Interesting. Cool, so this was just a set of photo cards. I wonder what this is. I'm assuming this is from the seller. But this was just a stack of photo cards, which included Jisung's Limited. So that's why I ended up getting it. There's a bit of a funny story with this and another item in it, but I'll tell it when I'm talking about Neokyo. So we have the hoodie one, and then we have the Limited. These are like all my favourite photo cards from the set as well, which is quite funny. And then we have this one, which is adorable and probably my favourite. And then we also have this Polaroid. But yeah, I only got it for the limited card. But yeah, like I said, bit of a funny story with that, but I shall tell that in a second. I guess I'll show the other thing that has a bit of a funny story with, which is this, which is... Sorry about that. This is one of the Tower Records. I don't know if it was a pre-order benefit specifically or just for buying from it. But yeah, one of the cards. And this one, I believe, says something along the lines of, like, I worked hard on the album, so please listen to it a lot, which is really cute. But yeah, try not to show it upside down. So that's that one. And then for the last two cards, we have this Yankee one from Remember Us. And another Yankee one from Remember Us. And these were on 2 separate listings, but I'm pretty sure they're from the same person. So, yeah. And that is everything I got. I would have normally put more in a package, but because I wasn't sure how the customs were going to work with Neokyo, like, I wasn't sure if they were marking it as a gift or not, and this card in particular was quite expensive, so I wanted to put a little bit less just to see how the customs would be. But yeah, so before I talk about final thoughts, I will talk about the funny story, I guess you'd say, that I had with these cards. So these I actually ordered off Rakuma rather than Mercari, because this was when Neokyo was having their Mercari like buying vlog. So I checked it out and saw that it, it was the same, basically. So I tried buying some stuff from it, and it had been, I'd say about 2 days after I'd submitted the request. And I went to check Rakuma again, and it had these listings as sold out. So I was like, oh, they didn't get it because they didn't tell me about it, which is fine. So I actually submitted a buying request somewhere else for these on Mercari. And then literally an hour after the ones on Mercari were confirmed, I got an email saying, oh yeah, we bought all this stuff. So I'm actually going to have 2 of this and this, which I obviously will be selling. But yeah, and like, it wasn't really Neokyo's fault. It was just, I guess it was me jumping the gun. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that since this is like a Neokyo kind of review, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd call it a review. It's just talking about my own personal experience with it, and it was a personal experience with it. So yeah, like I said, this wasn't actually the first package I ordered with Neokyo, but it's the first one that arrived, because at the time, the first one I ordered, which was like back in June, it was when not all the mail services were like back to normal, and I had to choose one which was like 3 times cheaper than the other option, but it's going to take a while, and it should be here in like the next couple of weeks, I want to say, but obviously that won't be in this video. This would just be talking about my experiences. So overall, I think Neokyo is really good, especially because of the service fees alone. They have the same thing with Japonica Market, that if you pay using like PayPal, there are additional PayPal fees you have to pay on top of it, so it's good to buy a lot of stuff at once and then pay all the fees together to lessen that PayPal fee that you have to pay additionally, if you're paying with PayPal, that is. The other thing I would mention is, obviously, a lot of people talk about it, but Neokyo is quite slow compared to other services, but I feel like because of the service fee, it kind of makes up for that. And it's not that slow. Like, they have had issues with the Mercari block, which I'm assuming is due to the, like, I feel like Neokyo's gotten a lot more popular to use recently, so their account's being watched because of the amount of requests they're making. I'm assuming that's what it is. But there are sites like Rakuma that do work basically the same as Mercari. They don't have as big a selection, although I have discovered there are some sellers that list their items on both Mercari and Rakuma, and on Rakuma they'll actually be cheaper, because I'm assuming with Mercari there's some kind of like selling fee, so they price it up a little bit more. So I would actually check Rakuma to see if that exact item is on there as well, because the buying process is exactly the same as Mercari, so you might as well. You might save some money. But yeah, I'd recommend Neokyo. I've opened other orders with Neokyo. I think it's really good for general use, not for like specific items, or like something like this, because it was quite, I won't say hard to get, because obviously I did manage to get it through Neokyo, but it's a lot. There was a big demand for it, so it was a lot harder to get compared to other things. I hope that makes sense. Like with these, Day 6 isn't that popular, so it's very good for buying Day 6 stuff, or like popular to collect compared to Stray Kids. Whereas with something like this, there's a lot more demand for it, so it's a bit more difficult to get through Neokyo. So I feel like if you're worried about that, you should maybe stay away. But for general use of like older things like this, for example, I think it's really good, and especially if you're starting new collections with just general album photo cards, because you can get such good bundle deals with the really low service fee, and if you're not really worried about people snatching them up because it's going to be old albums and things. So yeah, that's what I would personally recommend Neokyo for. And yeah, rather than comparing it to other ones, I'm probably going to save that for a different video, just so I can like actually bring out the points and compare the pros and cons between each one. But that's my overall buying experience with Neokyo. And yeah, I hope it was useful to some people. And like I said, I will do a like actual video comparing each one, because I can understand that maybe some people aren't like sure which proxy service they should use, because there's a lot of people using different ones or promoting different ones, and there's also sponsorships and things people have, which obviously I don't. But yeah, so anyway, hope that helped, and thank you for watching. Bye.